Here's a short explanation of the expansion pack for Karak. It's called Karak Regent. If you're unfamiliar with Karak, take a few moments to watch our other video which explains the basics of the original game. There is a link just below that'll take you there. Karak Regent is made by Albi and is for 2 to 5 players ages 7 and up. The average game time is about 45 minutes, with the objective of the game being the player to have the most treasure at the time when the dragon is slayed. Here's what's in the box. You'll find 4 new characters with different abilities along with figurines and stands. 18 new dungeon tiles, which are comprised of 6 arenas, 4 cursed chambers, and 8 regular rooms. 1 character card for the Lord of Karak and his matching figurine. 8 new monster tokens, which are comprised of 6 bats and 2 skeletal mages. Let's take a look at these new features, starting first with the 4 new characters. The Barbarian. When the Barbarian loses a health point to have a total of 4 health, this increases his attack by 1. The same when he only has 3 health points, but when he goes down to 1 or 2 health points, it increases his attack by 2. If the Barbarian goes to a healing fountain, he can choose to only heal partially in order to keep up his increased attack. When the Barbarian defeats a monster, if he chooses not to pick up the equipment, he may continue his turn so long as he has not done 4 total moves for the turn. Baron Markle, the Battle Mage, is a sword master. If he has a sword in his hands, it has the attack power of 3. The Baron can also transport to any tile where a monster is located so long as it is at the beginning of his turn. It will cost him his 4 moves. If he loses the attack, he can choose which direction he wishes to retreat out of the room. He can only retreat in a direction that has been discovered. The Acrobat is the master of throwing daggers. She may place daggers into her inventory board where spells normally go. With each set of daggers, it increases her attack by 1. Daggers placed into the magic slots do not need to be discarded after use. The Acrobat also has the ability to sprint. At the beginning of a turn, she can announce a sprint, of which she can move through up to 8 already discovered tiles. This comes at a cost of all of her moves for that turn. The Ranger is always accompanied by her bear. If she rolls a 1, it counts as a 6. The Ranger can also use her instinct to eavesdrop into undiscovered rooms at a cost of 1 move. So the Ranger can declare to eavesdrop into a new room. The tile now becomes discovered, and if it is a room, a monster tile is drawn for the room. The Ranger can now decide if she wishes to go into the room or not. She may eavesdrop more than once during a turn. With the 2 new monsters, there is also new magic to be acquired. The Thorn of Darkness can be cast onto other players. When it is cast, it will take away 1 health from who it was cast upon. Using this magic does not cost any move. However, once the magic is used, it must be discarded. The Frost Fist. This spell can be used to add 2 attack damage to any attack. Once the spell is used, it must be discarded. The Lord of Karak has brought 2 new chambers into his dungeon. One is the Battle Arena, and the other is the Cursed Chambers. A Battle Arena is only used once, the first time it is entered. When a player enters the arena, they must choose to summon one of the other players to the arena, where the 2 players will do battle with each other. Battle is much like how you battle monsters, only this time, both players will be rolling the dice and calculating their attacks. The player who entered the arena will roll first. After they roll, they must decide if they're going to use any magic in the attack. The player who was summoned to the arena now rolls to see if they can beat that attack. The player who has the highest attack roll will win the battle. The player who wins the battle may take 1 item from the defeated player. This can be treasure, keys, weapons, or magic. The player who loses the battle will also lose 1 health point. At the end, both players remain in the arena as no one needs to retreat. The arena is now deactivated and treated like a hallway for the remainder of the game. When a player chooses to pass through a cursed chamber, they must roll 1 die. If they roll a 1, 2, or a 3, the curse of the mummy falls upon them. They may still continue on with their remaining moves. If they roll a 4, 5, or 6, they avoid the curse and continue on. If someone already has the curse when entering the cursed chamber, they do not roll the dice. They remain cursed. The cursed chamber remains active throughout the game and affects any player who decides to pass through it. The Lord of Karak is an interesting twist on the game. When 5 of the Lord's chambers have been revealed, these are the battle arenas and the cursed chambers, the weakest player in the game will now be taken over by the spirit of the Lord of Karak. Once the 5th room is revealed, players need to identify who is the weakest player in the game. Here is a breakdown of how to determine that. First, take a look at the person who has the least amount of treasure. If there is a tie, the tying players now look at their total weapons power. If there is still a tie, the players with the least amount of total items, magic, weapons, keys, and treasure, and if there's still a tie, the tying players roll the dice, and the player with the lowest number is the weakest player. The player determined to be the weakest will now exchange their figurine and their character card with the Lord of Karak's. The player will remain the Lord of Karak for the remainder of the game. The play is the same with this character, only difference is the Lord of Karak will take on the special abilities of all of the other players in the game. If when a player is possessed by the Lord of Karak and they have lost any health or is cursed by the mummy, his health points are restored and the curse is removed to begin their next turn. These are some great new additions to this popular game, which I'm sure you will enjoy the new aspects of strategy. If you have not already done so, please like and subscribe to our channel. Our goal is to produce easy to understand short videos to explain how the board games are played, and we're producing new ones almost daily. Thanks for watching. Now, let's play.